Hey everyone, it's MVPando. My last art tutorial video was about the Sonic Riders art style. Now, for this week, as my reviews have spoken, I'm doing the Adventure art style. You already know that one. It's the most iconic Sonic art style next to Junio, the Airbrush style that's used today, Battle, and of course, the Riders art style. There are many other art styles that's within the IDW comics, but they're not as iconic as the Adventure art style. I'm not saying they aren't iconic. I like a lot of them. I like a lot of the artists that are in the IDW comics, but that's not exactly for another day with the Archie comics. Now let's get into it. You probably already have Clip Studio, IBS, or whatever art program you have open. You have the 2 or 3 references. So now let's get started with the video. I wanted to draw someone special instead of Shadow for this video, mainly because if you see most of my videos and follow me on Twitter, I draw him a lot. So I chose Dark Spine Supersonic. I wanted to draw someone special instead of Shadow, since looking at my other videos, I draw him a lot. And I have only drawn Dark Spine Sonic once. What do I mean once? Well, you probably just wait till that Sonic Riders video is probably gonna come out, at least probably almost near the Juno, probably out of it. I went with Dark Spine's design because I like it a lot. It's very cool and it doesn't get that much love from Sega nowadays, besides if you count putting him in Speed Battle. But fans do like him to this day, and it's only been used once in the Sonic games, which is Sonic Sneaker Rings. So I wanted to draw him in the Adventure art style. Once again, have your 2 to 3 images before drawing your character, like Amy, Tails, Knuckles, Eggman, or anyone who has official art of the Adventure art style. Okay, starting with it, what I like to do to get the colors, I like to grab a color from a character who's already in the Adventure art style, and you get a different variant of it, a variant color of it, because the Adventure art style, unlike the Riders, has a very vibrant colors, so it's very bright colors, like base Sonic, he has dark blue, Tails has like a dark orange, Knuckles has dark red, and so on and so forth. So like, get a color of that, make it the color you want, but in the same variant. You gotta get your highlight colors, your super highlight colors, your dark shade colors, and your main flat color for each color that's on the character. Now with a sketch. So it's basically going to be like last time. You don't really have to do much for the sketch, but first, for what I do for the sketch, I like to sketch my stuff out rough so I can get the perfect shape. If I'm sketching out a circle, I usually sketch it rough just to get the perfect shape. You gotta make sure you get the proportions right too, because unlike a Rider's art style, this art style, they have much more noodlier arms, if that makes sense. Much more lengthy, much more I wouldn't say stubby, but also lengthy arts. Like Sonic's legs and arms are much longer in this art style, unlike the Rider's art style, which they are long, but not as noodly as if that makes sense. The Adventure art style also has characters doing really dynamic poses. I mean, just look at all these poses on screen, they're really good. When sketching, for example, if you're sketching Sonic, you want to make sure he looks exactly like the reference you're doing. Make sure his quills are exaggerated as ever, if that makes sense, and always doing that small. If you're drawing him or any other character, make sure you go based off what it look like. If you're drawing your OC, then don't worry about that. Just do a pose you're doing, and you're probably already done with the sketch. So let's get on with the line art. Alright, I'm gonna breeze through the line art quick because there's a lot of stuff after the flat color that you gotta pay attention to. So let's get into the line art. So once you're done with drawing your character, once again, I'm drawing in a Vectors program for Clip Studio, so it doesn't really matter if you don't know it. You can just draw whatever. I just been using it so I can make, when I draw, I can get my lines clean as possible. And another thing that I learned, what if a line is curved, you gotta make that thicker. If it's not curving, like straight, make it thinner. That way it'll look proportionate, or it will look like the actual Adventure art style. So yeah, because this art style has much more thicker outlines. I want to say the Battle does too, but that's like the outer, but it also makes it so like the Battle art style. So let's get into the flat coloring. Before we also do that, make sure to go over your lines. If it has a sharp edge, make sure to smooth it out by doing this curve right here on screen for this video, to make sure you're doing it on the edges, that way it'll look smooth like the art style. So let's go on with the flat color. So before I start drawing Sonic characters digitally, back in the mid 2023, I watched Chow Mix's video of how to do the Sonic Adventure art style. That's mainly how I learned the art style. I recommend watching this video because it's really good and it'll have like more detail into it. But now let's go into the coloring. Coloring won't do that much because you're just coloring. What I do, as what I usually do, I usually get another layer, put that under my line art layer, and then I manually color under the line art. Make sure it stays in the line art where it's supposed to be colored. You can also use the paint bucket tool, but I like to use I like to use it by hand because it'll look better. Alright, so for shading, highlighting. So you probably already have your line art is done, your flat colors are done. Now the highlights and dark shading. So get the highlighted color based on the character's main color. So like Sonic, he has a light blue highlights that goes over the edge outer part of his line art, or like the edge that's near the flat color. You gotta go to a light variant of that color. Say if like me, I did dark spine. I went and get a lighter variant of that color. Yeah, so like light indigo, because I made him indigo because he looks like that sometimes in the games. Another tip I learned from this video right here on screen: make sure to get an eraser. Go to make it a soft version of it, and lightly erase the over the edge of the line art. Over the light color at the edge of it to make it have like a good gradient look. Then grab your dark color. Get an airbrush tool. Make sure the darker layer is under the highlight layer. The highlight layer is going to be over the flat color layer. Then I did some finishing touches. I kind of went over with this because I wanted to be special. Gave it a background and everything, a glowing texture and stuff like that. And I am done. And you should be done too. Alright, your drawing is finished. And if you made it to the end of this video, you know how to do the adventure style. If you made it to the end of this video, thanks a lot for it. And make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with others who are interested in this art style or just art in general. Or share my channel entirely to support me because it helps me a lot. Hope this tutorial was helpful for you. Shall make this video because it's really good and shows like more detail than like what I put in this video right here that also has good details about it too. And if you want, if you need any questions, you can comment down in this, and you can add me on Twitter for like the art you posted from this video, or the writer's tutorial I have. Look in the description or at the end of the video. And I'll see you in the next one.